How's it going, guys? It's me, the Otaku, here today to cover episodes 10 and 11 of Netoge, the latest ones and the final arc, I would say, I guess. So, we are finally here towards the end. As I am doing this catch-up video, reaction video stuff, I'm just glad that I'm towards the end and that, I'm just here because, for one, I've been really lazy on making videos on the series. Anyways, episodes 10, 11, or I talked about episode 9 and how it was such a filler and it was really the least entertaining video on the series, episode of the series. But episode 10, 11, how do they compare with it? I don't really know. So episode 10 and 11 take an interesting turn on the series, for one, I think, because they focus a lot on, like, action in the series and the gaming aspect of the series, and like they try to incorporate some action in here. So for one, they have like the culture festival in the school, right, in real life, and then they have to try and do something for the Netoge club, right? So then for the Netoge club, they try to have some kind of accomplishment or something like that to show off in their culture festival. So what they try to do is do the new update in their game, which is basically PvP, player versus player, and like attacking like people's bases and fortresses and whatnot, try to make them their base and whatnot, right? So it's like, okay, this is whatevs. They're trying to like take a base in their game and have it as a reward for their their club and whatnot, but I don't really see it as a accomplishment or something like that. But yeah, so they try to do this siege warfare with their 5 members, with like let's say Ako, Swine Master, Rushen, and Sete-san, and they get dominated because they all the characters are not suited for PvP combat. They just usually just fight monsters, and there's like a whole like PvP is a whole different level for everyone at the Netoge club, and they don't really play against players. They fight against monsters and just play the game and stuff. But PvP is such a whole different thing that they get wiped out, and then they only have 5 people in their club and their guild, so like everyone else who tries to attack a freaking base has like freaking an army of their players and stuff, right? So it gets to the point where episode 10 is like, oh, we can't take a base with just us 5, and we need to get better at PvP and whatnot, and it lists this mercenary top high guild, Wallenstein or something like that, who is the best PvP fighters in the game, right? And eventually they form an alliance with them to take down a small teeny forts for the group. There's like 20 people or stuff. So I take the fort in episode 11, and then it was no problem. They have some action in there, which was, I will admit, it looked okay to an extent, but Wallenstein comes up and just takes all the kills and does all the work, and it's like, oh, we don't need you guys here. We'll just do everything for you, and you can take the fort, right? And that was like that. It's like, this seems like so easy, and everyone in the Netoge club is just like, oh, I really hate this style of fighting and playing, just like having them do whatever they want. Like, they wanted to do this accomplishment together with their friends, but they didn't. They rely on someone else who did it for them, and then they betray the shit out of them. They do like the most like freaking betrayal, where they destroy the alliance, and then the leader comes up and kills every single people in there. First off with the teacher, Nyasai, or whatever, Nyasai? No, Neko Hime. What the frick do I keep saying Nya something? There was a series where they had like Nyas. Then they get Neko Hime first and just like freaking cross chop them, and then it just like goes up and starts killing Rushan, deflect the shield, and then freaking just like destroys one, and then like Master's trying to cast a spell, but it's too long. It just stabs her. It's like, wow, this is freaking brutal. You have this scene right here, like like, if this was a real thing, they would all be dead, but luckily it's just the game. It's a freaking graphic-ass game, in my opinion. And then he leaves Akko just because Akko can't do anything, and then he destroys their flag/crystal, and then the base is theirs. And then that's it. So they got betrayed, and then eventually, everyone's like, oh, hell no, you guys did not just do that. And he did it as a joke, but then they took it really seriously, and just like, you know what, we're gonna go get them back, right? But how do we do that? So they enlist the help of, through some means in real life, where Akko is trying to rely on help with her classmates to do their culture festival. Rusian sort of learns that it's like, oh, we just should just ask for help. So they enlist the help of Neko Hime's guild, because they agreed to form their alliance because they killed Neko Hime, which is hilarious. It's like, they killed our goddess, we must avenge her, or some shit like that. And then they enlist the help of the guild that Rusians tried to join the first time, but then they're also the ones that helped in the finding his items in the hacker arc thing. and they're not gonna help. Assumingly, they're just forming alliance to have that as a name, like, oh, you know, we're in alliance with this guild. It's like, what's up, or something like that, right? But from the looks of it, it seems that they might actually lend a hand in their siege against I'm assuming they're going against the same people that betrayed them and stuff. So that's where the episode ends. Like, at the end of the episode, they also have like new weapons and armor and stuff like that. They look cool. They're ready up for PvP. They're training against each other, like combat and whatnot. And yeah, it seems pretty legit. And episode 12 is the last episode, so that's when the episode ends. And this arc, I don't really know. Like, I mean, I guess it's cool. Like, they did incorporate gaming all the times in like the series, and you see them fight in a little bit. But this one is some straight up action. And if next episode we get some cool like fights and whatnot, then I guess it might be pretty thing. But for the ending of the series, like, once again, like, it's getting to me that, like, you know, in this series it's really generic. Nothing is gonna happen from the most like from like all I can really get of it, right from the beginning, is like, you know, it's supposed to be about Akko and Rusian and like how he confessed this girl online, but it's sort of straying off that, but sort of not. But then I don't, like, nothing is going to happen, like, in all seriousness, nothing's gonna happen with Akko and Rusian, or like, I don't even know how the frick is gonna work. But anyways, the next episode will be coming up. The final episode will be coming up next week, so I hope you guys are all ready to enjoy and see if that is worth it or not. But anyways, guys, like the video if you enjoyed, like the video if you like this little awesome defeat scene that that fight. I'll give it that. The fight scene where like the guy comes in and just like stabs everyone and kills them all, it was pretty sick. And it's just really gruesome. And yeah, so like the video if you like that, and subscribe, because next week we'll be covering the finale episode. We might get some cool action on the side, and maybe Akko might actually be helped out and stuff like that. Actually, I should mention how Akko sort of wanted to change their way, sort of thing, or like how Akko I totally forgot about that, but Akko sort of like is changing also in this in the in the thing. I don't know, how do I put this, because I can't really remember what she said. But basically Akko's character is sort of changing because of after the whole betrayal thing, and she's sort of like, I don't know, you know, it's really weird. Anyways, guys, now I'm gonna we'll see how it ends up in episode 12. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video on the Don't Talk Anime channel. So take care, guys, and matane.